I went live and just wanted to share a little bit of this very powerful article, basically about risk taking. So, if you desire any type of growth in life, or you really want to improve something in your life, it could be money, you want more money, you want more life, a better lifestyle in any way, improve your business, maybe break through some fear towards, maybe you want to be an author or a speaker or I don't know, a musician, whatever your goal is, it speaks to you. And it requires a process for you to grow from where you are to where you want to go. And it always starts with your thinking. And in order to achieve higher goals, risk taking is essential. You can't avoid it. You can't. So I'll continue here. And if you missed part one, just look through the lives and you'll see part one, me sharing it. I think it was yesterday or a day ago. I'm not sure. So, why is it that we do not see the process of reaching our goals as having steps similar to the ones the baby must take in order to learn to walk? So, last one I shared, basically, a baby is a natural born risk taker. It wants to move, it stands up, it wants to walk, and it falls all over the place, but it keeps getting up, right? And it takes a risk because it doesn't really care, like, oh, I might fall, but maybe they don't have the logic of it. But the point is, I'll reread that. He says, a little baby is a natural born risk taker. The baby never considers the consequences of falling when it is learning to walk, right? Falling is acknowledged as a natural consequence to learning to walk. So really think about that. Your so called failure is a natural consequence towards your goal. So he said it's a prerequisite to mastering a myriad of motor skills required to get you on your feet and moving. So the baby learning to walk, it's required to do a lot of things in life: dancing, roller skating, riding a bike, skiing, you name it, even sports, right? So it's a prerequisite to get you on your feet and moving. It's a natural progression in movement. So, why then wouldn't we stop to consider that any movement into uncharted territory should be viewed with the same consideration? So, use this, find the same consideration of us towards where we want to go. If you want something in your life to change, this is uncharted territory, right? Uncharted territory for us. Hello, everybody that's here live. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully, this is helpful for you. So it says, why is it that we do not see the process of reaching our goals as having steps similar to the ones the baby must take in order to learn to walk? Really think about that, right? I have no idea what language that is. So he says, there will be some stumbling and falling in the learning process, but success can only be reached when we are prepared to take those steps, all of them. So you got to prepare yourself to take steps outside of your comfort zone, right? Even the ones where we may fall down. So the real win is the confidence and experience we acquire, which translates into new opportunities for growth, enjoyment, and expansion in all areas of life. This is really good because look at the sun come out as I'm talking here. This is really good because the only way to get new opportunities, enjoyment, and expansion is basically you're gaining your confidence. You're actually changing your self image. You ever did anything that you were really afraid to do? I remember way back in like middle school, I was so scared to ask this girl to dance that I had a huge crush on. I I was thinking about it the whole night. I remember it very vividly. Sitting there and she was sitting there and I even saw her dance with some of my friends and I was like, man, I'm being a real coward right now. And I got the guts to ask her to dance. And, we danced at least for an hour, and she, it was amazing. And I felt so happy that I conquered that fear. And that basically, it translates to opportunity and growth for me. And this, just a random example, right? So there's a four-letter word that most parents use around their children so frequently. This is powerful that the children pick it up, and before too long, it is buried in the treasury of their subconscious mind. That four-letter word is can't. I'll say it again, can't. This word has done more damage than a lot of other frowned upon four-letter words put together. How many times have you heard the word can't? "Oh, I can't do that. I can't." That is a destructive word. And try is too. What's good, plastics world? So listen to that. This word has done more damage. So can't is a word that paralyzes. Pay attention to this. If you don't hear anything I'm saying today, pay attention to this. All right? Can't is a word that paralyzes any constructive progress. It paralyzes any constructive progress. It switches your mind into a negative frequency. It is a four-letter word that will open your mind to a never-ending flow of logical, practical reasons which will enable you to justify why you are not able to do something you sincerely want to accomplish. Mic drop. No, for real, really listen to that. So anytime that word comes out of your mouth, catch it, eliminate that word from your vocabulary. I've been hearing that word my entire life. I'm over 40. I still hear it from people, and I cringe because they don't know what they're doing with their future when they say that. So, the only word, hello, wow, you guys have some really long handle names here. I'm gonna call you Da, the cool kid. Oh, there we go, the cool kid. What's up, the cool kid? Thanks for joining me. So, the only alternative to that four-letter word, can somebody guess that here? Is its polar opposite. What is the polar opposite of I can't? Let's see if somebody puts it in the comments there. I see a couple people live. It's I can, right? So I can. I can is far more important than IQ. Remember that. So you don't necessarily have to be very smart to win, but you must be willing. You don't need the, what do you call it? Um, knowledge. A lot of people think knowledge is everything. Knowledge isn't power. Specialized knowledge appropriately applied is power. So reaching the goal is not success. Listen to that. Reaching the goal is not success. Success is moving toward the goal. That is so good. And a lot of people, they say they believe they can succeed, but their behavior is in complete contradiction to it. I have people that, want to work with me. They have goals, but their behavior is in complete contradiction to what they desire. Why is that? It's because of their paradigm and their limiting beliefs. It's holding them back. Their past self doesn't want to let go. So success is moving toward the goal. You have to take action towards a goal. And this doesn't mean to grind. Taking risk is essential when you want to reach a goal, and the purpose of goals is growth. Taking risk is essential when you want to reach a goal. So you have to take some type of risk. Sitting in your comfort zone all the time and doing incremental things and then stopping and going, you'll be stuck there forever. So when you challenge yourself, you bring more of yourself to the surface. Believe in yourself. I can do this. I am this. I'm capable of doing this. I have the ability to do this. So if you dream of living your life in a really big way, you must accept risk taking as a very real part of the apprenticeship you must serve. I love how that's worded. So if you're dreaming a really big way, you have to accept risk taking. There's no growth without taking a risk. No true growth. So make a decision right now to change. Decide this very moment. This is good. Decide this very moment. There will be no more playing it safe. No more saving it for a rainy day type thinking in your life. When people get caught up in the habit of saving for a rainy day, that is generally what they get, a rainy day. There are a number of people that limit themselves and refuse to take a risk. You can count how many people you know are in the same place year after year, and they're not doing anything different. Name them, right? Count them. So they never truly test the strength of their abilities. You will never get to second base if you keep one foot on first. Never. Too many people go through their entire lives playing their cards close to their chest. They never step out and bet on the surest thing in the world, themselves. So if you hope to accumulate great wealth or achieve high goals, history records that the first few steps have a high degree of risk. You must turn your back on safety and security. To make it big, you must take big risk. You will very likely have to put yourself in a highly vulnerable position. It is also worth remembering you cannot almost take a risk. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face." Follow her advice and liberate yourself from the crippling emotional state of fear and enter into a world of freedom. Such a powerful article. So I wanted to share that with you. And I'll ask, what is freedom for you? What does that freedom look like for you? And it's going to require a shift, getting out of your comfort zone, breaking through that fear. Wow. I can't count. I lost count of how many people I talked to a year ago and they're in the same place. And I want so much more for them. But they're letting their fear win every time. They're staying stuck in their comfort zone. Growth is uncomfortable. It really is. But bet on yourself. Believe in yourself. Know that it's all working out perfectly. But you have to face that fear and make a decision. So, speaking of decision, if I remember, I'll put my call link in here. Schedule a complimentary call if this spoke to you. And I love meeting new people. And I love helping people because life is so short and we can walk through life blindly, wishing and hoping for things to change. But nothing changes until we change. We have to change internally and understand ourselves and how everything's connected. Everything. There's nothing separate. Nothing. So anyway, I hope this was helpful today. And reach out to me if I can help. And have an awesome day. And make a decision. This motivated you or inspired you in some type of way because you attracted this video at this moment in your life. Nothing's by accident in this universe. Nothing. You brought this in your life for a reason. You can just be entertained and go to the next video, or you can be inspired and subscribe and watch more, or you can be inspired and really take a step towards mentorship to achieve what you really want, or gain some type of guidance to know where you're going in your life. That's first. So a lot of people don't know what they're creating in their lives. They don't know. And they don't know that they don't know. That's a bad place to be. It's called unconscious incompetent. They unconsciously and they're incompetent, meaning they don't know. I don't know that I don't know. That's great. And that's close to insanity. Which level? See, then you can be a conscious incompetent. So you can kind of know uh, what you don't know. But anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Anyway, have an awesome day, everybody. I hope this helped. Certified Coach Jamel here. Talk to you next time.